military tensions are quietly rising between the United States and Denmark, turning what was once considered a stable alliance into a zone of growing strategic unease. At the center of this escalating pressure lies the Arctic region, an area no longer viewed as frozen and distant, but as a critical frontline in global power competition. As ice retreats and access expands, so does the military interest surrounding Greenland, Denmark's autonomous territory and a key geopolitical asset. Washington has intensified its military focus in the North Atlantic and Arctic corridors, increasing surveillance flights, naval patrols, and logistical readiness near Greenland's strategic routes. These movements are framed as defensive and precautionary. Yet, the scale and frequency suggest preparation for scenarios far beyond routine security. Advanced radar systems, missile defense capabilities, and expanded air operations are now becoming a permanent feature of the region, signaling a shift from cooperation to calculated pressure. Denmark, meanwhile, finds itself caught between alliance loyalty and national sovereignty. Copenhagen has responded by reinforcing its Arctic command, increasing patrols, and reaffirming control over Greenlandic territory. What was once symbolic military presence has now evolved into tangible force posture adjustments. Denmark's actions are subtle but deliberate, reflecting concern that strategic decisions affecting its territory are increasingly being shaped outside its control. The tension is not marked by open hostility, but by strategic signaling. U.S. military assets operating closer to Greenland's airspace and maritime boundaries have raised alarms within Danish defense circles. Each deployment, exercise, and repositioning sends a message not just to Denmark, but to global competitors watching closely from the sidelines. The Arctic is no longer neutral ground. It is becoming a chessboard where every move carries consequences. Behind the scenes, pressure is mounting over influence, access, and authority. Control of Arctic routes means control of future trade corridors, energy, resources, and military dominance in the Northern Hemisphere. Greenland's geographic position offers unparalleled strategic leverage, and Washington's interest in securing that leverage has grown increasingly assertive. Denmark's insistence on sovereignty, while firm, is being tested by the realities of power imbalance. As military coordination becomes more strained, diplomatic language grows colder. Communication remains intact, but trust is thinning. Strategic ambiguity replaces reassurance. Exercises, once conducted jointly, now feel like parallel displays of strength. The line between deterrence and provocation grows increasingly blurred, raising concerns that miscalculation, not intention, could spark a broader confrontation. The presence of U.S. warships and long-range aircraft in Arctic-adjacent zones has altered the regional balance. These deployments are interpreted by many as a signal that Washington is prepared to act decisively if its strategic interests are challenged. Denmark, while lacking comparable military scale, is leveraging international law, alliances, and regional cooperation to counterbalance the pressure. Yet, in an environment driven by power projection, legal frameworks often struggle to keep pace with military reality. global observers are beginning to recognize the significance of this standoff. What unfolds between the United States and Denmark is not merely a bilateral issue, it is a preview of how alliances may fracture under the weight of strategic ambition. Smaller states hosting critical territory may increasingly find themselves under pressure from the very powers meant to protect them. As Arctic militarization accelerates, the margin for error narrows. Increased military traffic, overlapping zones of operation, and heightened alert levels create conditions where a single incident could rapidly escalate. In regions where response times are short and visibility is limited, even minor confrontations carry the risk of triggering a larger crisis. The situation remains tense, unresolved, and closely watched. While no shots have been fired, the buildup tells its own story. Power is being tested, boundaries are being probed, and the Arctic calm is steadily giving way to strategic friction. Whether this tension cools through diplomacy or hardens into open confrontation will depend on decisions being made quietly, but their consequences may soon be impossible to ignore.